Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm talking about a bit of the playoff action that's been going on lately. I have mostly just been posting off-season preview videos slash Bucks videos in the past couple days. So today I just wanted to crank out a video analyzing what's been going on in the playoffs lately. I've been super busy with school starting and my cross-country season going on, but I'm still having a lot of fun with the whole YouTube thing, and I'm going to keep trying to make videos. The first thing, I think this video is mostly going to be about my Raptors Celtics takeaways from that Game 6 especially, because that was just a super entertaining game. But before I get to that main attraction, we're going to talk about the Clippers Nuggets and Rockets Lakers series a little bit. The Rockets-Lakers game was just going on. It either just went final or is about to go final. I believe the Lakers won pretty easily. Daniel House is a big loss for the Rockets. He's a key cog in their rotation as their sixth man, and losing him to this tomfoolery that he got involved in is a real disappointment for them, and it's been hurting them. It's hurt their depth. They've been forced to play Jeff Green and Austin Rivers for far more minutes than they would usually like to. And it has also hurt them in terms of just a guy that they'd really like to have on the court, because he was their best option on LeBron when Eric Gordon's out of the game. And he's also a reliable guy on the offensive end of the floor who you can count on to knock down the shots. So definitely a big loss for them there. I'm sure he regrets whatever decision he made. Obviously, some of those details are coming to light, and our understanding that Daniel House made a big mistake in breaking the NBA's rules is continuing to grow. Definitely not something that he should have done there. But, yeah, that really is just kind of sealed off the series for the Lakers and the Rockets not having Daniel House, and they've looked really good the past couple games, and it looks like they're going to be able to come away with this series, which is something that I kind of doubted that they would be able to do at certain points. So kudos to them. Rondo stepping up and playing really, really well has just been huge. He's definitely been a game changer in this series and helped to get them to the point that they're at in being up 3-1. And when the Lakers role players are playing this well, guys like Rondo, Morris, Kuzma, Caruso, when they're playing well, that's what elevates this team's ceiling and makes them championship level. If they're not playing like this, I don't see them getting past the Clippers, and even really challenging the Clippers, just because the Clippers have such an insane level of depth, and Kawhi is able to compete with LeBron at the top of the roster, and Paul George isn't that much further behind Anthony Davis, and after that, the Clippers probably have the next 5 or 6 best players in the series, if you think about it. We'll get into the Clippers now. They're playing the Nuggets, and they're playing really well. Although I actually shouldn't say that, because as a whole, they're really not playing all that well, but in spurts, you just see like the potential for this team to be legendarily good. Like, they have potential to be so good just because of the depth they have, the amount of good players on their roster. We see it occasionally. That one game, I think it was Game 5 against the Mavericks, after Luka hit the buzzer beater to beat them, when they just came out and won by 40 and dropped like 150-plus points. That's what this team is capable of, and when they're playing to that potential and to that ceiling, they're unbeatable. For the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Jokic all need to have big nights for them to have any shot at winning Game 5, and I just don't see it happening, because the Clippers really didn't play all that well on the offensive end of the floor. Obviously, the defense was stifling in Game 4, but I just don't think that the Nuggets have enough defensive firepower. And when the Clippers are playing their best defense, offensive firepower for that matter, to overcome this juggernaut. And finally, we'll get into the series we've all been waiting for, that Celtics Raptors series. Yesterday, we had that beautiful, beautiful Game 6, one of the best games I've seen all season. It was just incredible. Both teams back and forth, battling down the line. Norman Powell going crazy in the second overtime. Jason Tatum hitting huge shots. Jaylen Brown having a great game. Kyle Lowry, oh my gosh, having a game for the ages. That's going to go down as the Kyle Lowry game. He kept them in that game with his stellar play throughout the second half. Well, really in the first half, they would have been getting blown out if not for Kyle Lowry, so he kept them in the game in the first half. In the second half, he just continues to hit difficult shots and make great passes, making those wonderful strips on defense. I think he was only credited with 2 steals, but oh boy, does it feel like he's just putting so much pressure on these ball handlers for the Raptors, and it's so fun to watch him play. Obviously, you get some gripes because of the flops and this and that, but he plays hard and he wants to win. And there's no player in the NBA who's more fun to watch than a little pit bull like Kyle Lowry. When he's playing so hard and hitting difficult shots, he's something else. He's such an underrated player. His value, I think this might be a little bit of recency bias with how well Lowry's been playing and how poorly this other player's been playing, but is he better than Russell Westbrook? I say yes. I say yes. Westbrook is so inconsistent, and obviously at his ceiling, he's a much better player than Kyle Lowry, but if I'm building a championship team, give me Kyle Lowry. Give me Kyle Lowry. I mean, he's an absolute dog. He does what he needs to on defense. He's a great charge taker, best in the NBA at that. He has really good hands on offense. He's a great passer. We saw it with the pass over Taco to Anunoby for the game winner in Game 3, which I have not talked nearly enough about on this channel. Kyle Lowry's special. We need to acknowledge that. Now, other things to talk about in this series. The coaching battle has been wonderful. Both of these guys are just amazing coaches, and it seems like they're amazing guys as well, which just makes me so happy, especially Brad Stevens. I love how he's always so complimentary of the opposing team. He just seems like a great guy, while at the same time being one of the best in the business when it comes to coaching. Just an incredible coach. Nick Nurse is the same. That boxing one he drew up for Kemba worked wonders in Game 6, and it'll be very interesting to see what kind of counters the Celtics have to that. Nick Nurse basically said, Tatum can't beat us and Walker can't beat us. We're not going to let those two beat us. What can the other guys do? And Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown both stepped up and had huge games. Tice had a huge game, and it was just mano-y-mano. I don't actually think that either team played all that great. They're just so evenly matched that it's a battle. I love the Raptors championship experience, and it gives me so much more faith in them if it's a close game. In order to win, I think that the Celtics need to be blowing them out because I just have too much faith in this Raptors team winning the tight ones to pick against them in a close one. So in Game 7, it all comes down to, can the Celtics get that blowout? And I really don't think they can, especially if Nick Nurse starts to utilize this small lineup of death that he used in the overtimes and down the stretch in the fourth quarter yesterday. That small ball lineup with OG Anunoby at the 5 was super fun to watch, and I think it could be even more fun to watch if Nurse went to it in regular parts of the game where they're moving the ball more often on offense and it's not so isolation heavy. Especially with Paul Gasol's struggles to be much of a positive at all in this series and Serge Ibaka's struggles on defense. So, in conclusion, I've got the Raptors winning because I think that they'll be able to keep it close and come away with a clutch victory. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all again very soon.